Leeds Festival 2025 predictions.
Let's do it. Right. So who have you got pegged for the headliners this time?
Headliners, one that I think is practically nailed on is Paramore.
Oh.
It's been many years since they played the festival. They're a huge band, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, female-fronted bands in the world. Adds to the lineup with a female artist, and I just think Paramore are great. Everyone would love to see them there. They've recently supported Taylor Swift, probably gained another new extra fan base, as if they weren't big enough before. Paramore, I pray that they're there.
So I reckon, depending on how they do the lineups this year, so whether they do the 6 headliners again, I think there's a very good chance that we'll see Chase and Status somewhere on the lineup. They will definitely appear, I think, maybe on the Chevron stage, if they do that again. If they split the 2 stages up like they've done in previous years, Chase and Status is a given. I think they'll definitely be there.
See, I actually think that Chase and Status, I've got them in my predictions as well. I think they'll be a headliner. Given how big Fred again was this year and the reaction to his set, which was incredible, Chase and Status are definitely big enough to be maybe not the main headliner of a day, but now there's 2 headliners. I think it's going to be them as a second headliner, not even on the Chevron, just on the main stage.
The craziest thing about them is that this is the biggest that they've ever been in all of the years that they've been making music. So if there's any chance for them to do it, it's now.
Another one that is heavily rumoured and I think could 100% be there is Eminem. A fair few years since he's played the festival as well. Recently released another album which got a UK #1. He's just as big as he ever was. And Eminem's just timeless, really, isn't he? He's got so many bangers from so many eras. And he clearly likes Reading and Leeds. I do think, kind of hinting later on, maybe a Glastonbury set could be in there as well, though.
So I was going to say, Glastonbury is a very big potential for Eminem, as he's never performed at the festival, and he could easily do a headline slot there. But he does have that prior relationship with Reading and Leeds. So if we get him at Reading and Leeds, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad. Because if he's at Glasgow, I ain't seeing him, am I? So Reading and Leeds is where he needs to be. But moving off Eminem, I think there's a chance we might see Foo Fighters in the mix.
Bit of controversy recently around the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy, but I don't know if that controversy is enough to knock them off the top spot as much as it might. So I'm hoping that there may be some chance that they'll appear.
Do you know what? An incredible band, an incredible live act that I'm surprised I've never seen. I'd definitely like to see them. I'm going to take it to a completely different genre. An artist that has massively blown up with Brat Summer in Charlie XCX. I think she's very likely to headline the festival. She's just had the most incredible year. The marketing for this new Brat album, and not just the marketing for it, the quality of it, has taken her to a whole different stratosphere. She's definitely headliner level now. And obviously Reading and Leeds usually tries to have a couple female headliners, so Charlie fits the bill perfectly.
On the back of Charlie XCX, I think there's a very good chance that we'll see quite a few of what I'd call pop girlies there. So we might have Chapel Rome in the midst. She might be there. Sabrina Carpenter, there's a chance she'll pop up.
She's not quite headliner worthy yet, but she's a huge name that could fill out the bill quite nicely.
And then potentially Gracie Abrams as well, making a showing.
Yeah, that could be good.
All of those being on the same day would make sense to me, because that would be a massive day to get people on the day ticket sales.
Oh, you know that they wouldn't do that, though. They'd full weekend it, so you have to get a full weekend ticket to see each of them. I have one more rapper that I think could headline Reading and Leeds next year, and that is Travis Scott.
Oh,
He's been doing massive stadium shows for a while now. He's never headlined Reading and Leeds. He's sub-headlined before. Huge name, would pull a massive crowd. And I think if not Eminem, let's say if Eminem's doing Glastonbury, I could definitely see Scott doing it.
so I think there's a chance we might see, it's very rogue, but we might see Tyler, the Creator, at Reading and Leeds Festival. But again, he is a name that I could definitely see on the top of the Glastonbury lineup. So whether he'll do Reading and Leeds, that's the issue with these really big acts.
I don't think Tyler's big enough to headline Glastonbury.
You not reckon?
Nah.
I reckon at the moment, maybe not, but 5 years ago, I think he could have done it.
Yeah, he could have done back. I don't know. I just don't think he's. I think he could do Reading and Leeds, but Glastonbury, I'm not sure. One person I've heard mentioned a few times who's doing a big arena tour soon is Childish Gambino. Big rumours that he's going to do it. I've never seen him, and he looks like he puts on an incredible show. I've seen some of his videos from his current US tour. Imagine how sick that set would be.
So I'm off to see him at the end of November. I think it is in Manchester. Tickets were phenomenally expensive, but this is him retiring the moniker of Childish Gambino. So whether this will be it at the end of this year once he's done his UK tour, or whether he'll do one final festival run next year. We'll have to see, how he's planning to run that one.
I'll reel off a couple of other names that I think are possibilities, but not as likely as the ones I've just mentioned. So I'm also thinking maybe Stormzy, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, or Kasabian could be one of the headliners or sub-headliners at Reading and Leeds. All massive names and would all pull a good crowd.
So I've got Kasabian down as well. They did the surprise Glasgow set this year, so maybe we'll see them there. Who knows? 21 Pilots is a potential. That would be really cool to see. And then you've got some smaller acts like Idols, who I have a strong feeling will be there. And potentially Youngblood, but I think it depends on if he does Bloodfest again or not. Because if he does, he might make that his kind of only UK appearance to make people buy tickets to that.
I feel like if he does Bloodfest again, surely he needs to not headline it this time.
Yeah, potentially.
If he wants to build it as an actual festival and event, I don't think Youngblood can headline Bloodfest again next year. I know it's his baby, and it obviously will pull his fan base in, but imagine if he gets a different massive act in instead and just solidifies it as a name in the festival scene. That should be the goal with that, really.